Okay, I just wanted to give a little update of yesterday's trip and then a little bit about today's. Today's going to be our worst day as far as mileage goes. Today we're going to complete our climb to here. We drop down into a valley to 6M4 campsite, and then we climb back up to 6M5, and then it is all downhill over down to the Yellowstone River, which we will make a ford, a crossing, and end up at 6Y4 is our goal today. Today is our longest day. I expect it to be somewhere around 13 miles. We've been averaging more, 9 or 10. So we'll see how it plays out.
Don't want to keep bleeding everywhere.
Did you fall down?
I had a break.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened. We are on the trail. We've done our morning stretchies so we can pick our packs up and go another day. Got a pretty steady climb ahead of us. This is one of the prettier campsites I've ever stayed in. I guess it depends on what you're looking for, but it was just open. We were snuggled up in the trees, but then everything around us, meadows, a good creek. The water in that creek was spectacular. The water coming out of Heart Lake, or that we dipped out of Heart Lake, was really dirty, had a really odd taste to it. And because of that, we all had it in our bottles and through our filters. It took till yesterday to kind of cycle all that stuff out. And our water tastes good again. I thought it was weird because Steph and I drank out of Yellowstone Lake for, I don't even know, 7-8 days. Never had that problem. But lots of bear sign, lots of elk sign, there's buffalo sign. And only saw one cow elk. Today is the section of trail that most videos I've watched on this, they generally see a sow cub or a sow black bear with cubs up around Mariposa Lake, between there and the Yellowstone River. So we're hopeful. I want to see it safely from a distance. We have some people in our party that don't want to see it. And we'll see who gets to win this one. So this section of the trail for sure has been a pretty steady climb. And it's just starting to sprinkle. Which doesn't hurt anybody's feelings right now. The cloud cover, it's much cooler. And we dig it. But I can see through the trees ahead, and there's blue, or there's sky behind it. It ain't blue, but, which tells me we're almost to the top. And Dustin turned his phone on. It says we have 2 bars on Verizon up here. We went up a hill last night just across from camp and had 1 bar. he was able to lock into it and get a call out. I could not. All right, so here is a view of the lake through the trees. It's so hazy and cloudy and whatever, it's probably hard to see, but you actually get both arms, south arm on the left and the southeast arm on the right. Yeah, and that last little stretch, holy crap. Thigh masters, stair steppers, got nothing on that trip. Anyhow, we got clouds moving through and a breeze, and it's wonderful. Okay, the little nice sprinkles that felt good were just the front of whatever's coming through. It is just gray though, it's not horrifically black. We all put our raincoats on and it's just still sprinkling on us, but it's a little heavier. We are at the top of Two Oceans Plateau though. Beautiful, full of wildflowers. And enjoying the cooler day. Okay, there's some more of the top of Two Oceans Plateau. Nice little pond. A bunch of wildflowers still. They smell good going through here. I think it's a lupine. Keeps coming to my head. All right, now we got to find the trail. Oh, there it is. So we're coming down the other side of the Two Oceans Plateau, coming upon our trail junction here pretty quick, but just as it was steep going up that section, I think it's steeper coming down. But it's been just absolutely beautiful up top. I didn't film a lot because it was raining, but man, that was beautiful. Big old open meadows, rolling hills, creek running down the middle of it, surrounded by pine trees. It'd be a rough winter, but what a beautiful place. So we made it down to that other creek crossing. This is campsite 6M4. We stayed in 6M5 last night. Quite a distance between them, for sure. Bear hangs, fire pit, and that's pretty much it here. It is kind of a big wide open, and this. Okay, I was saying my stuff in my battery died, so this is another one of those super remote camps with lots of bear potential. But we have climbed down the plateau. Now we got to climb back up to Mariposa Lake. Which is another huge bear potential. But a big kind of wide open campsite. Hey, we made the Snake River, Two Oceans Plateau, and then the junction up to Yellowstone Lake Junction. We are headed to our Yellowstone River, and that's pretty. We are headed to the Yellowstone River, which will be our camp tonight. Seems as though somebody very recently came through here with horses, because you can actually see the nail prints in the tracks. But we're going to climb 500 feet in elevation over the next mile and a half. So I think the trail crew came through here. I don't know. I know they did. Like it's been a matter of days ago. And they moved the 6M4 campsite from the river there. And then moved the trail because beavers built a dam across there. Made a pond out of where the trail was. But they've also gone through and put these rocks in and tamped the trail. Guys put some work in here. Okay, we've made it to the top. That didn't take near as long as I thought it would have. It was a gnarly climb. And yes, there's a campsite right here somewhere, but we're going to go past it. Okay. This lot's wide open and beautiful. With a pretty lake. This definitely would be a excellent campsite. But the mileage to get here, holy cow. To get here, in addition to yesterday, to skip last night's and to come clear to here, we'd have been in the, well, almost 16 miles. We've started the descent down the other side. Lots of elk tracks on the trail, and since it's rained, which wasn't that long ago. As we were hiking up the other side of this meadow, you could hear sticks cracking or snacking or breaking or whatever in the trees. And I'm guessing that's where the elk went. but we didn't ever see any of them. There are two proper creeks here that converge. They set us up so we only have to cross one of them. The other one comes down here to our left, my left. And thank goodness there's two logs here we could have crossed. One of them's older and has less branches sticking up on it. I think it's the one to do, but we'll see if we lose anybody. Solid. Now, we just passed people and we were actually surprised. They just forded the river that we're going to ford. They said it was overweight steep, and that's if you take it where it's a double channel. If you do it where it's one channel, it's worse. They stayed at, I think he said 6T1 or 6T2, he wasn't sure. And hung all his food and everything and left his water bottles just, you know, hanging from a tree. And bear came in their camp last night and chewed the top of their containers off. So I've never thought of hanging my water bottle. That, like, bears can have water anywhere they go, but because if they can get a hold of it, they'll eat it. So, note to self: hang your water bottles. But this crossing down here is going to be proper. Little leery of that. We did like a whole bunch of them last year, but we'll see what it's like. So we're coming down that last stretch. I could hear something down here breaking stick. Or I heard a couple sticks break anyway. I don't hear it anymore and I don't see anything. Some deer tracks, but they don't look very fresh. We were getting close to the bottom. It's starting to wide out. I had my son charge my battery bank yesterday, and we thought it charged full, but I don't think it did. So I put my phone on it last night and one of my mics. I charged my mic up, but my phone made it like from 30 to 40 something %. it got down to 18, which is okay. I mean, I run my Gaia GPS and take pictures with it, but we're trying to charge it on the way out and it just doesn't seem to be going up much. Cloud cover doesn't help. But it is possible with the solar panels to keep stuff charged. I went through 2 of my Insta360 batteries and they got charged today in not very much time. And I carry 3 batteries. I have 2 of these Rhodes wireless mics. Well, I bought 2. I couldn't find half of one of them. So I have 2 of the mics and 1 of the receivers. But I'm keeping them charged and going. Plus they're keeping their own phones. And everybody in the group really keeping their stuff up. Okay, so we're starting to get our first view of the Yellowstone River Basin, the Thorofare. And it's super wide. Big gigantic mountain over here on our right. We found the angry face in it. See if you can find the angry face. But we're definitely coming down. Check out that tree. Not much holding that one up. Yesterday we were getting water by the creek right before we went to our camp where we got water. We were all dying and out, and I parked myself under a tree and I looked over. Josh pointed it out to me. There was about 3 inches of wood holding a 20-inch tree up. It was burned like that. Boy. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the real, proper river crossing, so we've all just put on our water shoes. We know we're going to get wet. This would have been hard to cross. Oh, that is icy cold, and it feels good. This would be hard to cross without getting your shoes wet, so we just know it's coming. So we took a minute and got ready. Now my wife, her shoes, everybody's shoes are just drenched. Absolutely drenched. She just walked across. I don't know that her boots will be any drier than ours. Oh, man, I hope the river ain't this cold. This is proper, was ice not very many long ago. Oh. Yowza. That feels good for a minute. You good? He's good. We went down the trail a little bit. This is called the Confluence. The Confluence Ford is where we're crossing, and then our camp is just on the other side. So it was 3/10 of a mile from back there, but if there's bears roaming around these campsites, this is just a poopy place to be. Have zero visibility. See a sign? Oh, I see a marker, yeah. So that's 2/10 of a mile, and then our camp's 1/10 of a mile from there. And I don't have my phone on me, so I don't know what our total mileage has been, but for sure longer than the other days. But I've learned, and I think everybody here agrees with me, I think, anyway. You can just hike forever, because after 3 to 4 days your body just gives up on trying to tell you to quit it and accepts the fact that we're doing it anyway, and kind of quits hurting so bad. It's usually a 4-day thing for me. Well, we know it's crossable, all right.
Okay, so it's only like belly button deep if you're my height. If you're any shorter, it's like 10 feet.
Jazz!
Your boob line.
Dude, it's great.
Clay, will you swing those back around? You got it. Thank you. Put one on either side.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Thank you. Got it. Not really supposed to put your straps on. You should undo them, but
I'm doing it. I'm strapping up. It's not raging that.
it's not fast, so we have that going for us. But all right, Josh, I'll see you on the other side, my friend.
Are you recording?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh. Following them, we can't see the bottom. Yep. There's knee deep.
I think it's gonna feel good until it gets to the goody bits.
Okay. We don't really have any choice here, but oh, crikey. Oh, I don't want to go in.
Yep.
Another challenge.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm walking on my tippy toes. Oh, no, that didn't help. Okay. Oh, okay. Everything's wet. Just live with it. Reminiscent of the Beckler. Oh.
At this point, I can't feel anything from about here down, but I'm feeling good.
I'm on my tippy toes.
I did that too.
I don't know if it's helping.
It's not.
Okay.
Chop just got some birch to his elbow.
Oh, mama.
what my personal hygiene needed.
Yes, I agree. We should have just lathered up with soap and then went for it. But, holy cow.
All right, we're not too far away, children.
No, we're not.
Thank heavens. There's a little bit of sun we can dry out.
Holy crap. Yeah,
That was awesome.
bottom of Ma's pack got
Bottom
some
of
water.
my pack got wet, which means my sleeping bag is wet.
No, because it's in that sack. That's what that sack's for.
No.
Okay, so we've come in off the trail into the campsite spur trail. But we haven't quite hit camp yet, and I don't see it. It only said it was 1/10 of a mile, but I think they're tricking. And hopefully there's a closer water source than that, because it's a pretty serious commitment to go get water. Well, I thought we were getting close. I will bring you back when we're there. All right, there is 6Y4, which is us. There's a bear pole. A very unused fire pit.
With water all around it.
Yeah, and it's super wet here. That's unhelpful. There's firewood. I bet we can get a fire going. So we'll figure out where camp is. Okay, last view of our campsite. Dan and Tina camped over there. Josh right by this tree. They said they heard a herd of elk go through the willows over there. You could just hear them progressively coming. It made a lot of just sound going through the willows. This is just kind of a big wide open. Okay, Steph and I were camped right here, and Dustin just over to the left of us. Our bear pole and everything was over there. The only thing that was, if you're going to camp at this spot, and I'll have to remind you what the number of it is, there's a beaver pond that's just stagnant, gross water to get water out of. So Dustin and I ended up going last night. It's a pretty good hike back to the river. Like, it's a couple tenths of a mile or better. We took everybody's bag and got water and brought it back. And that was the only place to get water. So once you cross the river, fill your bags up and bring them into camp, because there's not a better place that we found to get water. And it's pretty, from the main trail it said it was 2/10 of a mile to the crossing and then 1/10 of a mile to camp. It's 1/10 of a mile to the sign of the camp, and then it's another quite a ways into actual camp. So that was a little deceiving. Okay, our campsite was 6Y4.